Welcome everybody to another edition of WCW 2006 here in TEW9, and we start out with the opening video of Fall Brawl as we're live from the Scott Trade Center in beautiful St. Louis, Missouri for the second straight year. Ironically, I didn't realize until I was doing the graphics that we were in St. Louis for 2 straight years, but hey, it is what it is. WCW did pay-per-views in the same city a couple years in a row at times. Anyway, we get in the opening video with some voiceover from Eric Bischoff. He said, "The battlefield is set, the Warriors have arrived, and tonight careers will be changed forever." We see Monty Brown in a dimly lit gym shadow boxing, and Goldberg searching the camera. Bischoff says Monty Brown calls himself the alpha male, but tonight he stands across from a force that's defying WCW's dominance. Goldberg has been the unstoppable beast, but he's never beaten Monty Brown. Tonight he's just not fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. He's fighting for his legacy. We get some clips of the build up to that match, and then we then see then we see clips of Ken Anderson and Alex Wright fighting, going through their feud from all the way back in the Battle Royal. And then we see a montage of the Truce and Brutal Brawls, all the way since Bully Ray's heel turn back at Slamboree. And then we finally see, Sting and the Nest feud along with Fallen Angel's return, Sting saving him. And, the video fades to black as Fall Brawl logo appears, and then Monty Brown says, "Welcome to my Serengeti. Welcome to my jungle. Welcome to Fall Brawl." That opening video gives us a 71. Bischoff did the voiceover, mainly just so you wouldn't get upset at being left off the show. And now we're off to our opening match. And that opening match is for the U.S. title. Shelton Benjamin defends against both Jamie Knoble and Matt Sydal. Of course, Matt Sydal, challenged Shelton Benjamin. Benjamin happily agreed to the match, but then, Jamie Knoble said it was, BS that, Benjamin was winning the real challenge of him. Bell beat Sydal, of course, with Ray Gordy's help in the, on Nitro to be added to the match, and now these three men are fighting for the U.S. title in a match that Mike today mentions has gotten a lot of internet interest, because hey, you guys voted 80% was the most non-title match you're looking forward to, so there we go. But, match goes all out as you expect, but, it first starts off, a little cautiously as all three men, sort of circle each other. We get a quick head scissors takedown from Knoble. The Benjamin Sydal go back some, back and forth moves. Benjamin attempts a super kick. Sydal ducks, rolls through. He goes for a springboard moonsault, but Shelton catches him and then hits him with a big old power slam. Knoble comes in from behind, attacks Benjamin, and then goes for a quick submission, but Sydal breaks it up with a big senton on both men. Sydal then quickly runs up to the ropes and hits a big suit dive on Benjamin outside of the ring, but Benjamin catches it, sees it's coming, and basically catches Sydal and hits him with a huge belly-to-belly on the floor, basically knocking both men down. Knoble then takes control in the ring after rolling in Shelton, hitting a series of suplexes on him, and then goes for the Tiger Bomb for the near fall. Benjamin kicks out at 2. Then, Knoble transitions into the guillotine choke in the middle of the ring, but Sydal breaks hold with a diving double knee drop to Knoble's shoulders, breaking him down. Both Sydal and Benjamin are alone again, back and forth, but then Benjamin hits the big springboard bulldog, then picks him up for a T-bone suplex, but Sydal blocks it, hits a huge hurricanrana, rolling Benjamin up for another near fall, but then Knoble returns, going after Sydal, knocking him down, but then as Knoble's attacking Sydal in the corner, Benjamin hits both men with a big old splash in the corner, and then hits a huge power bomb on Knoble, but as he's going for it, Ray Gordy runs in and knocks and hits a huge drop kick to Benjamin's knees as the announcers put over this a triple threat match. So it's it's basically a no DQ match. Knoble falls in for a near fall, but then rolls through for the choke, but Sydal comes in and breaks it up. Back and forth fight again. Actually, and then we go back and forth, and Benjamin actually drills Knoble with the pay dirt after knocking Sydal out of the ring, but again, Ray Gordy gets involved, and that allows Sydal and Benjamin actually go after and knock Gordy basically out with a double team maneuver. But then, as they're facing off, Gordy Woozy pulls Sydal out to the outside, and that allows Knoble to come from behind. Big old German suplex rolls through into a guillotine choke as the fans boo, but Sydal takes care of Gordy on the outside. Sydal goes outside. Sydal goes up to the top rope. Boom! Splash on both men. Everybody's down. Knoble rolls, basically out to the outside. But as Sydal gets up, he gets a super kick from Benjamin. Benjamin goes for the pay dirt, but Sydal blocks it, hits a big suplex of his own, hits the catapult into the quarter drop kick. Big lariat from Sydal. Sydal scrambles up to the top, shooting star press. 1, 2, 3, and we have a new U.S. champion. Really good match. Steal the show. Wrestling rating of 84, crowd rating of 72, segment rating of 85. Sydal gets a 73. Knoble gets an 88. Shelton Benjamin gets a freaking 90. Benjamin could totally be a top guy, but I want to do it realistically build. Sydal was a weak link, and he wins the title here. But, he's slightly less over, but still a really good match here. And then post-match, Sydal celebrates with the U.S. title to the cheers of the crowd. And next up is the big Chosen tag between, of course, the Chosen versus Lance Storm and Jeff Jarrett. Of course, the Chosen of Divine and Tolan turned on Jeff Jarrett, and since then, Jarrett, surprisingly has been a babyface. You're talking about tradition, and Lance Storm stepped up, and now this, match has been made. As you expect, bit of a brawl right from the start. Storm and, not Storm, but Storm does some, fun technical stuff at the start of the match to try to take advantage. But in the end, we get some heel work from your friend and mine, Tank Toland, and both men. Eventually, Toland goes for the tank turret, but Storm is able to get out of the way and tag in Jarrett. Jarrett comes in a house of fire, going after both men. We even get a fun little moment where Jarrett actually gets, hits a big old drop kick on both men, goes for the pinfall, gets a near fall, then tags back in Storm. Storm comes in, hits a spinning heel kick on Divine, but Divine comes back, hitting some flying moves of his own. Eventually, Divine tags in Toland. Toland does a bit of power work on Storm, breaking him down. He hits the big shoulder tackle, goes for the one-arm spinebuster, and gets the near fall off of it. He then goes for a tank trap again, but Storm ducks under, hits a big, hits a big spinning heel kick, tags in Jarrett. Jarrett comes in House of Fire, hits a knee breaker, hits a shin breaker, goes for the figure four. Divine breaks it up. Things break down, and eventually we get some heel work as Jarrett tags back in Storm, but then Divine comes down from behind, pulls Jarrett off the ropes, hits a Divine intervention on the outside on Jarrett, and then Tolan is able to then nail Storm with the tank turret in about 12 minutes to pick up the win here at Fall Brawl. So, solid match. Unfortunately, Divine suffered a chest injury, but wrestling rate of 76, crowd rating of 76, 77 overall. Storm took the pin here because I didn't want to have Jarrett lose, but also this is a good way for the heels to get the win. Storm gets a 70, Jarrett gets an 86, Divine gets a 69, Tolan gets an 81. And then And the heels celebrate to the boos of the crowd. Fun stuff as we move forward here at Fall Brawl. Then we get our first fun segment of the night, as basically the Truth calls out Billy Ray to start with their match right now, and the Billy Ray comes out, but the Truth actually hits him with a big dive, and the Brawl is on as this quickly goes out to the crowd, and then we go brawl through the crowd, and they're heading towards the back as the announcers say we have to cut away for now, we'll get ready for the next match. But fun segment here as Truth's promo gets a 93 and the actual Brawl gets an 80 for an overall of 88. And it's now time for our Cruiserweight elimination match for the title. As of course, Cassidy has been holding on title with help from Misty for the past few weeks. About a month or 2 months now, Xavier Creed made his debut, getting a shock win over a non-title match. Eventually, both Jimmy Rave, Maverick Chance, and Xavier Creed all had reasons to set up to get a title shot. Eric Bischoff made a match of a triple threat match with Misty as referee. But Misty basically said none of them deserved a match. She called the match a draw. But then Eric Bischoff came out and made this a 4-way elimination match. So let's see if Cassidy Riley can somehow survive even against 3 different men who all want a reason to kick his ass here at Fall Brawl. As you'd expect, this ends up with a bunch of high spots right from the start. As Cassidy basically immediately takes the powder. Chance, is happy to hit quick slingshot swing DDT on Creed before hitting a big drop kick on Rave to knock him down. But then Creed takes control next, hitting as Rave goes after him, but he turns into a quick press slam into a gutbuster before popping up and hitting a big bulldog chance to knock both men down. But then as Creed is getting up, O'Reilly comes in, hits him with a low blow, rolls into a cradle cutter, but then Chance comes in and knocks O'Reilly back out to the outside with a big running cartwheel drop kick that wipes out O'Reilly and Creed for the moment. Then back in the ring, Chance, Creed, and Rave exchange driver counters in the ring. Creed goes in and nails him with the honor roll rolling thunder clothesline, but then O'Reilly hits a quick bridge of the ropes to knock him to the outside. Chance goes up top, and he goes for the extreme risk corkscrew 450 splash on Rave, but Rave rolls out the way at the last moment, and then at the last second, and then as Chance is down, Rave quickly pounces, locks in the From Dusk Till Dawn crossface tilt-a-whirl into crossface chicken wing. O'Reilly quickly shrugs and Creed is knocked out, and then, so in about 6 minutes, Maverick Chance has to tap out. Then we move forward. As Creed immediately comes into the ring, he ducks a clothesline from Rave and then hits the Monty Fisto, which is basically his like little brain fart Apollo Creed, because that's the game he was doing. Little like quick punches, a split, and then a big right hand hook. But then he goes up, then he nails him with a Shining Wizard. But then as he's going for the pinfall, O'Reilly slides back in and attempts to steal the pin. Creed, pulls O'Reilly up, hits him with a quick suplex. But then Ray struggles to his feet, and then seizing his moment, Creed quickly scales the ropes and then hits the diving DDT, Creed DDT, to get the pinfall win and eliminate Jimmy Rave about 9 minutes into the match. And now Cassidy O'Reilly, finally realizing he's in trouble, tries to stall, but using Misty as a distraction. Creed isn't having it through. He baseball slides under the ropes and, dropping O'Reilly off the apron, sending him crashing into Misty. And, if Misty flashes the crowd, some underwear, so be it. It's 2007. Creed sends O'Reilly back in the ring, but he goes for the Monty Fisto, but O'Reilly rakes his eye in desperation. Creed staggered. O'Reilly goes for the desperate super kick, but then Creed kicks out. O'Reilly, frustrated, clocks in a Boston Crab variation. He calls it Cassidy Crab, but Creed fights to the pin, getting to the ropes. Missy tries to pull away from the ropes, but the ref catches her. As Missy protests, Creed takes advantage to roll through and escape the hold, and then he launches O'Reilly into the turnbuckle. Big suplex, Monty Fisto, and then boom, rope up diving elbow, and then he picks him up. Diving DT again. 1, 2, 3. We have a new Cruiserweight champion here in WCW, and his name is Xavier Creed. Solid match, especially considering everybody's overness. Wrist rating of 62, crowd rating of 46, semi rating of 75. Chance gets a 63, O'Reilly gets a 61, Rave gets a 65. Creed gets a 57, which is the lowest, but that's sort of the point of him winning the title, is, helping get some momentum. But yeah, solid match. Good stuff. And post-match, Xavier celebrates with the Cruiserweight title to a 58. Then we have a quick 2007 WWE calendar commercial focusing on Angel Fox, Cookie, Lexi James, Tricia, Skye. Gets a 40. It's just a moment of a breather. And then we have a bit of a surprising moment as Eddie Guerrero's music hits as he comes down to the ring. And he, basically says, it is disgusting that your cold shot winner, the top star on Nitro, is without a match here at Fall Brawl. Now, I could call my shot in. I could ruin Monty Brown or Goldberg tonight by walking in and winning that world title. And I could do it tonight. But it's not quite time to do that. But I want to show everybody that I'm still the best wrestler on this roster. So I'm going to call anybody in their back who isn't wrestling tonight, come face Eddie Guerrero. Announcers were put over. Most of the top stars on Nitro are wrestling tonight, so kind of convenient for Eddie. But Xavier's music hits to a decent pop as Xavier comes down and the match is on. And, holy shit. Okay, so a little bit of... I think I mentioned this, but Tajiri signed with the WWF because basically I didn't meet the contract because, he's, getting old and not that good. And this is mostly Eddie, but Jesus Christ. So, he's out at the end of the month, so I'm doing some jobs, basically. That's why he dropped the past, I think, this Nitro and the last Nitro to some random cruiserweights. Regardless, back and forth match. Eddie's Eddie. Tajiri gets his spots in, but after 10 minutes, Eddie drills him with the big frog splash, basically a clean win here, nothing fancy. Eddie gets a 94, Tajiri gets a 62, 90 overall. What? Hold on, I just want to see what made this match so great. Hot crowd, physical momentum. Something I was rating for short. I think Wait, did I do the storyline? Hold on. No, I didn't. That is kind of insane. Okay, anyway. Anyway, post-match. As I sort of... Wow. Anyway, so yeah, we get an Eddie in-ring promo as, he basically says, see, that just proves my greatness. But, I could ruin Monty Brown's kingdom, or I could show Bill Goldberg he really is over the hill. But what instead, what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do what this call shot is. And then AJ Styles music hits to a surprise pop, of course, because he's on Revolution. AJ comes down to the top of the ramp, and he takes Mike and says, Eddie, see, you were complaining, and I was maybe going to come out, but I was only allowed back here because I promised Bischoff and Long I wouldn't get in the ring on a Nitro show. But Halloween Havoc is showing up. Hell, Bound for Glory is a couple months. And I know you have that call shot, Eddie, but if you really think you're the best wrestler in the world, why don't you put that on the line against me? I was this close to winning that back at Mayhem, and I beat you before, so be a man, put it up. And he's just a Blizzard steps it. Look, SA, I won. You lost. You failed. And look, let's all be honest here. If that Cholo Van Dam hadn't got involved in our matches this spring, I would have taken that title off you even sooner than Monty Brown did. So just be happy I already got involved and saved your title twice. And he says, fine, if I'm so pathetic and such a loser, just let me get in the ring, and obviously you can beat me. And he's like, he says, look, you haven't proved anything to me. So, just walk back, because call your house face in one place, but I am the man here around here, AJ. But, you ruined the moment. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to announce anything. So, these fans, you can blame AJ for not having the moment of me announcing when I'm going to cash this in. And there's a bit of stare down, as, the announcers basically say, Eddie is being a bit of a whiny little coward here, which you could say. But fun stuff as we sort of build that up. Whatever could this be building to? Who knows? And now it's time for the women's triple threat number one contendership match, where the winner will go over to Revolution to complete the trade for Gail Kim. Of course, this all started back a few months ago as Tricia Skye saved Lizzy Dumas after Captivation turned on her, and they teamed up. That led to Celine Cartier's heel turn, but eventually, as Captivation were going after both of them, Joanie and Laurer made their return after being away for a couple months, and then at Mayhem, they won a big six-man tag against Captivation, with Eric Bischoff announced the big triple threat match, where these women would face off against each other, and the winner, as I said, would become the number one contender and get a title shot at Halloween Havoc and move over to Revolution. You're pretty typical, Cruiserweight, not Cruiserweight, sorry, that's my bad. You're pretty typical, triple threat match here. Joanie is the powerhouse. Dumas plays subtle heel. Both Joanie and Dumas play subtle in different ways. Dumas gets running, breaks up pins. Joanie is the powerhouse. Basically, Skye plays face in peril through most of the match. We get some big power moves from Joanie. We get Dumas hitting the Twist of Fate early. But Joanie breaks it up. Tricia eventually comes back and, breaks save. She hits the chick kick. Words hard. Hits the chick kick and goes for the stratification on Lizzy Dumas, but Joanie Laurer actually gets involved and, knocks both women down. We get a big old, brawl. It looks like, again, Tricia has the advantage. She actually hits a big diving crossbody on the outside to Joanie Laurer, but that allows Lizzy to take advantage. She brings in Tricia, hits a Twist of Fate, goes up top for the moonsault, but Joanie rolls in, and as she goes for the moonsault, Joanie catches her and turns into a big powerbomb on top of Tricia, and then basically we get a bit of a stack pinfall as Joanie pins both women to win the match here and move over to Revolution and earn a title shot. So solid match here, 69, 75, 75 overall. Tricia gets a 70, Joanie gets a 73, Lizzy gets a 65. Creative finish, which I just went over, does well. Some low morale, which I'll have to fix, but Tricia's physical condition, yeah, I mean, basically sort of what I expected. But fun match here, and yeah, basically there's some stuff in the works for Joanie on Revolution, even after the title match, and Tricia and Lizzy now get to do some stuff away from basically Captivation and the title scene for a little bit. But fun match as Joanie wins. And post-match, we see Tricia Skye rolling to the outside, sort of upset as she looks back at Joanie and then, heads to the back. And then the fighting is continuing in the back as Bully Ray and Truth fight into the parking lot as the crowd watches. Bully Ray, sends him to a sugar glass window of some car, goes for the big power bomb, but Truth backdrops him onto the trunk of this car, gets him fighting. Bully Ray comes back, sends him into the wall of the arena, rushes him. Truth is ready for him. They fight, and then both men eventually get to a bus area by the arena, and both get onto a bus, still fighting and brawling as the camera chases them. Fun stuff as this fight continues. Now it's time for the match you could argue has the most lore in the show. Of course, the Nest, Deadpool, Fallen Angel. Fallen Angel returned a few months ago after he refused to kneel to Raven as part of the Tag Team Turmoil match at Starrcade. But he was basically outnumbered 3-1. But Sting made his return, making the save for Daniels. I mean, for not Daniels, Fallen Angel. And which led to this match, and had some back and forth. Sting and Fallen Angel talking about redemption, Raven saying Raven things, and as you expect, this is just a big old brawl. Like, this is not what one would call a beautiful, beautiful well-worked match. This is just a fight, all everything insanity. Back on heels gain the advantage. Faces get a little bit of fun right from the start, but the heels come back. Bay faces come, heels eventually get advantage. Sting gets to play face in peril here because, that's who he is. Prophet works on him, Redrum works on him, Raven works on him, but eventually, Fallen Angel makes him save, and things just break all the way down. Ref is, can't keep control as the match has fallen into complete chaos. Bodies scattered around the arena. Inside the ring, Fallen Angel is trying to fight off Prophet and Raven. He actually gets them to running into each other. He goes for the big last rights on Redrum, but Prophet breaks it up. And then we go back to the entrance ramp where Sting and Raven are trading blows. Fallen Angel then dodges Prophet. Redrum swings wildly. He hits a big, big kick, and then hits a drop kick to send Redrum to the back of the outside. Raven and Sting are back on the ramp in a big fight. Sting grabs the Seal's chair and drills Raven across the skull because it's 2007. We don't know anymore. And then Raven drops to a knee. Basically yells at Sting, "You can't kill. You can't kill an idea, Sting. You can't stop me." Sting doesn't say a word. He just drops a chair, grabs Raven, and they begin brawling towards the edge of the ramp. We see some stagehands scatter as they're fighting precariously close to a big old stack of electrical equipment, steel grates, and various wooden platforms. It's almost like you would hide something soft in Crash Matty there. And then, Raven rakes Sting's eyes, goes for the info DDT, but Sting fights out of it. We got big old punches, Sting Raven, and then Sting does what Sting would do 20 years later in AEW in real life. He rushes, grabs Raven, and they both go flying off the stage through the equipment below. Sparks, cable whips, and honestly, because the creative finish was a failure, we probably see the crash mat. But, we got, Jerry Lawler screaming, "They're dead. They're both dead." And Jim Ross says, "By God, Sting Raven just fell straight through that electrical equipment. Good Lord, we need paramedics out here right now." We go back in the ring. Fallen Angel is now alone with Prophet and Redrum. Big old fight. Redrum charges again, but Raven's Angel sidesteps him at the last second, sending the massive monster flying over the top rope. And then Prophet turns back, but big drop kick from Fallen Angel. Fallen Angel hooks him. Last rights. Picks him up and then goes. Best moonsault ever. And then grabs him. Angel's wings. 1, 2, 3. Oops. The Fallen Angel wins the match, but he basically collapses to his, collapses down immediately as we see, officials checking on Sting and Raven, and the fallen angel is just sitting down in the ring as he's won the match, but has he lost the war? Regardless, the match itself does pretty well here. 74 for the wrestling rating, 76 for the crowd rating, 80 overall. Probably honestly would have made it like an 85 if the creative finish worked. But yeah, Fallen Angel gets a 93, Sting gets a 75, Redrum gets a 65, Prophet gets a 66, Raven gets a 72. Yeah, nothing else exciting here, but fun stuff. And then, like I said, the Fallen Angel has survived, but has he won the war? So there we go. Then we get a Halloween Havoc commercial as, we have like quick shots. We have a little like voiceover from Alley Danger saying the danger is rising and the Havoc is coming. And then we see like clips of basically the war between the Thrillers and, and the baby faces over the last few weeks. As, we hear Palumbo, say, there comes a time when the battles must end to claim ourselves as rulers of this show. And the Angle says, it's true, it's damn true that this has to end one way or the other. And, we're not saying war games, we're kind of saying war games. We see more clips of them fighting. And then we finally end with, a scene of Monty Brown basically shrouded in shadow as he says something along the lines of, who will try to bring havoc into my Serengeti. So just a quick little video package as this gets a 69. Nice. And now it's time for a women's title match. Pretty simple here. Cartier won the title, turning heel officially. Gail Kim showed back over from Revolution as part of a trade, and quickly won a number one contendership match. I mean, not winning series of matches to earn a number one contendership match. And here we are, two of the best women in the company facing off, and lots of tensions right from the start. We had some feeling out process as this is a bit of a slow build. Get some hard lock, counter wrestling, slick reversals. Cartier takes first advantage, taking Kim down, going into a submission, but Kim gets her into head scissors, but Cartier kips up, and we get a quick stare down and a big old fight as Kim then, increases the pace with a big clothesline, rope-aided Hurricane Rana, then hits a quick sort of diving bulldog for another pinfall. Gail can use the pressure, slapping on a body scissors, but Cartier musters up into basically a quasi muscle buster for a near fall. Cartier follows up with a snap suplex, then another, and then drills her with a big suplex into the turnbuckle, and then Cartier lays in the face wash kicks, and then as Kim is slowly getting up, big old running kick, and Cartier goes for the near fall. Goes for the pinfall, but only gets a near fall. Then hits a Cartier can use the attack, hitting her with a swing reverse STR, and then dropping into a submission hold, but Kim fights out of it, hitting a jawbreaker to break the submission. Kim hits the face, hits a double knee face breaker, and then goes for the fireman's carry gutbuster, and goes for another body scissors, but Cartier powers out and hits her with a quick power bomb for near fall, and then hits some chops to the chest, a big lariat, and then sends her into the corner, hitting a huge big old chin ring drop kick. She lifts Kim onto the top rope, going for super kicks, but Kim fights back, knocking Celine off the top, down onto the mat, and then hitting a big old flying headbutt for a near fall, and then she goes for the defeat, but Cartier shoved her off, and, into the corner, and then hits a big boot and a huge suplex. But then as Cartier picks her up for the six leve, Gail reverses out of it, countering it into a straightjacket neckbreaker slam for a near fall. Gail Kim, then goes for the defeat, but Cartier slips out and then locks in a big sleeper and then picks her up with a sleeper slam, and then locks her into another sleeper, but Gail Kim, runs up the turnbuckle and does the Bret Hart finish to try to, get into a pinning contest. Another near fall, 1-2 almost, but Kim is, up first and charges, but Cartier catches her, huge belly-to-belly suplex into the corner, picks her up quickly, slice leve right in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, and your winner, cleanly and still, we have the women's champion, is Celine Cartier. Match itself gets an 82, wrestling rating of 72, crowd rating of 73, overall of 82. Gail Kim is 79, Gail Kim gets a 64. Gail Kim was not happy about doing the job here, so I'm going to have to pay her off. Physical condition, saying, guys, why are you sad? But yeah, they did a good job of slowly building the match. But yeah, good stuff. Then post-match, Gail Kim goes to nail Kim with a nurse's leve, but Joanie Laurer comes out and get a big pop as they face off. Ice announcers put over, these women will not face off at Halloween Havoc. Actually, I can actually do that pre-booking. This is actually a real match I can book right till now. So I'll go ahead and do that. Titles. Oh, nope, that's the women's world. There we go. And that gets a 69, a 67 for the going for this another attack, and then 69 for Joanie coming out. And now we get the end of the Falls Count Hour in St. Louis, as we are now as close to the arch as we can get away with. I mean, this is 2006, so Bush administration, so maybe, but also Missouri, who knows? Regardless, we get some trash can spots, we get some slams on sidewalks, big spears, big old brawling, weapon shots out of nowhere. But in the end, despite it all, Bully Ray shows why he is one of the top guys on Nitro, no matter you like him or hate him. As truth goes for the truth or consequences, Bully Ray gets out of it, slams him into basically a retaining wall near the Mississippi River. Huge big boot, picks him up, bully bomb, and the ref counts. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, sort of cheated there. Wrestling of 86, crowd rating of 82, Senior of 90. I had this be a cinematic match, because it is what it is. Bully Ray gets a 93, Truth gets an 80. Super wrestling, great heat. And then post match, we basically have Bully Ray yelling at the Truth, and then Bully Ray throws the Truth into the Mississippi River and walks away to the boos of the crowd. This gets a 75. Gets just a quick post match angle, but yeah, that's going in the in the opening. As we quickly see police and other officials go to pull Truth out, but Bully Ray is your winner here tonight at Fall Brawl. Now it's time for our World Tag Team title match as the Thrillers take on America's Most Wanted. Of course, Thrillers won the titles off of Sydal and Ray, and now, in their defense, take on 4-time world champions America's Most Wanted. Thrillers have basically brushed off the challenge of AMW, saying, this is their, this is their title now, their ring, but, AMW says, this is not Revolution, and, the fight is on right from the start. Immediately charged the Thrillers. Harrison Storm knocked Jindrak off the apron and then hit the quick bear hug running lariat combo as O'Hare rolls outside. As Jindrak and O'Hare, basically regroup with Raven on the outside. Storm farts off against Jindrak, some big stiff shots. Jindrak takes a big boot and hits a big sling blade for near fall. Storm and Harris work well with it like a well-oiled machine, hitting the leapfrog body guillotine, and then Harris nails a quick high knee. O'Hare rushes in, but Storm comes in. Quick last call super kick, knocking him back through the ropes. But then Raven Rim eventually causes a distraction. The ref deals a Palumbo, allowing Jindrak to recover and blind stain Storm with a quick neck breaker. Storm down, Jindrak tags in O'Hare, and, it's time for the wear down and the face and peril segment. Back and forth match. O'Hare, brutalizes Storm with a couple quick knee lifts and then hits the big side suplex slam. Jindrak comes back in, hits his mark of excellence, and goes for the pinfall, but Harris makes a save at the last moment. Storm fights back, hitting a DDT out of nowhere. Before he can tag out, O'Hare comes in and drills him from behind, and then picks him up and hits a huge lariat right in the ring. O'Hare goes for the big scoop slam driver, but Storm flips out and turns it into a lung blower out of nowhere. And Storm, we get the big face and peril segment. O'Hare makes tag Jindrak first, but Storm lunges and tags in Harris to a big pop. Harris comes in, nails Jindrak with a spinning lariat cat attack, and then spears O'Hare off the apron to a big pop. He then goes for the catatonic, but Jindrak fights out, but then boom, high knee. Harris tags Storm back in, and you go for the death sentence. But just as Storm is about to hit the leg drop, we see Raven Reign shake the ropes as and Storm falls to the outside. Harris argues with the ref. O'Hare runs in and levels Harris from behind with a big lariat to the back. Storm Days tries to fight off Jindrak, but gets drilled with a big boot from O'Hare, and then a big power slam from Jindrak. Storm somehow manages to kick out, but O'Hare is relentless. He hits the big boot, power slam, and lariat combo that got cheers, a year or so ago. Now get boos. He goes for the Widowmaker. Storm slips out and counters, and boom, last call super kick. Boom, 8-second ride. But as he hits the 8-second ride, unfortunately, the ref is down. So, as Raven Reign throws Jindrak the title belt, boom, wham, right on the nails him with the title belt. Or no, yeah, Raven Reign slides it in the title belt. Storm goes to check on the ref. Storm comes from behind. Boom, lariat to the back. Big boot. Jindrak pulls Harris off the right apron. O'Hare picks him up. Widowmaker right on the title belt. Title belt kicks out. Ref recovers. 1, 2, 3. And your winners, and still your World Tag Team Champions, are the Thrillers of Jindrak and O'Hare. 15 minutes. Wrestling rating of 73. Crowd rating of 74. Segment rating of 81. Jindrak gets a 73. O'Hare gets a 71. Harris gets 73. Storm gets a 77. Ironically, Storm goes a little unhappy about doing the job here, but O'Hare, despite his current issues, is a former world champion, so we really shouldn't be unhappy. But fun stuff here. But yeah. And post-match, the heels celebrate to the boos of the crowd. And now it's time for the I Quit match. Of course, these two men have been fighting for months now. Part of the Battle Royal for a title shot. Both basically knocked each other out, if I remember right. And they've been going back at each other for months. And now, here it is, an I Quit match. And this match goes exactly as you expect. Anderson being the brawler power guy, going after Wright. Wright's, going after Anderson's knees, going after his shoulders, trying to wear him down. Early on, there's really, the referee does not need to be involved asking I quit, as they're just battling each other. Eventually, Anderson hits a few big moves and actually locks him into a crossface. But, Wright basically, shakes it off. Eventually, Anderson gets, upset and goes for the beatdown that allows Wright to go low, hit a quick Northern Light suplex, and go back on the attack, going after Anderson's knees and back. He picks him up and actually hits a big old Northern Light suplex, and that rolls that into a crossface of his own. Tells Anderson to quit, but Anderson refuses to quit, eventually breaking out of it. We get another brawl, and this is where things escalate. Things go to the outside. We get we get chair shots from both men, multiple. We get Wright actually, tying Anderson up with the cable, trying to choke him out, telling him to quit. But Anderson just refuses. Wright gets more and more pissed. Yelling him, I am superior, I am better, I am Das Wunderbar. Anderson basically, does the middle finger, and, fights him back. Things go, all around the ringside area, barricade spots, chair shots. But eventually what happens is we go back in the ring, big double arm DDT, and Anderson, Wright goes for the STF. But, he plays to the crowd first, and Anderson plays possum, and that allows Anderson to quickly reverse it, roll Wright out of the ring, sends him into the barricade, and then Anderson picks up the chair and just drills him with chair shot after chair shot after chair shot after chair shot to the back. And then Anderson grabs something out of the, under the ring to a big pop, some duct tape. And he grabs Wright's arms as he's trying to recover, and he wraps Wright's arms in duct tape. He pulls him into the ring, and then he puts a chair under his head, and he, pulls and he grabs the other chair. And as the ref tries to tell him to stop, Anderson yells, come on, Das Wunderbutch, say it right the hell now, or I'm gonna scramble your brains. And he's about to do it. Wright yells, I quit. The bell rings, and the match is over. And this gets a friggin' 98. Wrestling rating of 85, crowd rating of 83, segment rating of 98. 87 for Wright, 84 for Anderson. Really good stuff. Like, let me just see here. Was there anything else that helped? Very hot crowd. Oh, Anderson got the agent bonus. But yeah, really good stuff here. As then post-match, Anderson drills Wright with the concerto anyway. Then plays to the crowd, as this is still 2007, ruthless aggression, all that. The actual chair got an 88. Anderson playing the crowd gets a 77, 75 overall, because it's only a couple minutes, but fun stuff. Then we get Goldberg's entrance, 98. Then we get Monty Brown's music, that gets a 92, already from 92, and now it's time for the match, the main event, the world title on the line. So of course, set up. Goldberg got the big win over Bully at Mayhem, wasn't part of the main tournament. Basically, challenged Monty Brown, went to, Bischoff, asked for the title shot, gave him to him, build up, basically was built up the last couple of weeks is, they fought 2 times one-on-one, and Goldberg has not gotten the win over the time. First time they fought to a double disqualification, and then at Starrcade, almost 2 years ago now, Monty Brown got the win over Goldberg. So that's sort of the match there. And this is sort of like the power, replace Brock Lesnar with Monty Brown, and there you go. Just facing off pure aura, just big old bulls fighting each other. And that's sort of the beginning of the match, just brawling, fighting. Goldberg getting the early advantage, hitting his big Russian suplex, going for the spear. Monty Brown getting out of the way, but Goldberg, stopping himself before he hits the corner, turning around. Monty Brown, he's going for the alpha bomb. Goldberg fights out of it. Big old fight. Things sprawl to the outside. And that's where things get interesting, as basically Goldberg, rushes Monty Brown on the outside. Monty gets out of the way, and Goldberg runs straight into the ring apron, ring corner, and his shoulder is obviously hurt from the start. Brown goes after that, big old shoulder breaker, big kicks to the shoulder, but, Goldberg slowly fights back, but as Goldberg gets up and gets a little rush of advantage, Monty Brown avoids him again and hits a big sort of chop block, as you know, from both guys' football backgrounds, and Goldberg slowly gets up again, holding his knee. Monty Brown goes after him again, but, Goldberg eventually, fights out of again. Monty Brown goes for the big pounce, but Goldberg gets out of the way, and to a big pop, Goldberg gets up, boom, spear. Puts him in position, and goes for the jackhammer, but he can't pick him up. He goes for it again, he can't pick him up. Goldberg finally gets him up, but his knee collapses, and Goldberg is down. Monty Brown recovers, and as Goldberg gets up, clothesline, alpha bomb, press slam, pounce right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Monty Brown is still your WC World Heavyweight Champion. 90 overall, wrestling rating of 86, crowd rating of 89, same over 90. Goldberg gets an 89, Monty Brown gets an 83. Goldberg was not that happy about doing the job, but I'll pay him off. Plus, I'll give him some time off, obviously. But yeah, fun stuff here. But then, as, Monty Brown rolls out of the ring, holding his title up, Bill Goldberg slowly gets up as youngsters talk about how maybe this is a crossroads in the career of Bill Goldberg. Maybe it's not 1998 anymore, as Goldberg is sort of right in the middle of the ring. But, crowd chants Goldberg, but then the lights go out black. Crowd is confused. We get some static and distortion, and then some eerie mechanical screech as we get some industrial style music playing. And then the fuse neutron flickers erratically. We get some images of static and darkness. Then at the top other entranceway is a tall, broad-shouldered man dressed in deep purple and black. And we see his cold, emotionless face. As the announcers don't tell us who he is, as he comes down to the ring, as Goldberg is, kneeling in the ring, slowly getting up, the massive figure steps up in the ring, and then rushes in and drills Goldberg with a huge big boot. And then He picks him up and face first choke slam, drilling Goldberg down to the mat as he's out cold, and the massive figure stands over the fallen body. No emotion, no satisfaction. As he slowly turns his head to the side, a la Jason, as the youngsters freak out, Ross yelling, "Who is this man? Who is this monster? What does he want in WCW?" And, Ross like, "Somebody needs to tell me who the hell this man is, because he sends a hell of a message to Goldberg and maybe the entirety of WCW. And then Laurer says, "I think Goldberg just found out what it's like to be next." And then he simply heads to the back. So yeah, Jacob, Kane, Glenn Jacobs, Mayor Jacobs, whatever you want to call him, makes his debut here. Goldberg basically trying to come back after the match. 75. Jacobs' debut gets a 69. Not great, but it's also, I think, only a couple minutes. Yeah. But Jacobs' Demented Monster gimmick got an initial rating of great, so we got that. Dark Penalty to psychology, but honestly, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, 75 overall for this finish. And then the show overall gets a 90. Great stuff. Finish the show, address the locker room. All right. So, honestly, Shelton, great performance. Sting, thanks for doing the spot. Who else did great? Oh, Alex Wright, great performance. Anybody else? I mean, maybe we do Goldberg to make him feel better, I guess. I'm just trying to think of anybody else off the top of my head. I mean, Anderson, yeah, we're doing the outright Anderson. Was there any other matches where it was a lot better than I expected? I mean, the Bully Ray Truth, but that was really helped. I guess, hey, Truth, you're a good soldier. Yeah, I need help with Goldberg. So, yeah. So, kind of a great performance. So, there you go. Everybody seemed pleased. Yeah, Divine got chest injury. He's, basically out for next Nitro. We made $3 million, Jesus Christ. And then we gained popularity in New Zealand, and that's it, because we're already at 91 in the US, Jesus. And now it's time for our first scrum in WCW 9. Let's see what happens. There we go. Whatever. There's an opportunity, sure. Off night, Matt Sydal, everybody has off nights. No, I have no interest in BWCW. Chris Harris, again, I'm sure that was one off. I'm delighted that it went so well, sure, and okay. See, that's one thing is this will be the time the game should know to ask about Jacob's Kane's debut, but instead they ask if Chris Harris had an off night. I don't know. I wish it knew who was upset about finishes also. It would be nice if we had we heard that Goldberg wasn't happy putting over Monty Browm tonight, and you had to answer that. But I guess that's too difficult. I don't know. Anyway, Fall Brawl 2006. Let's see here. Heat was shown. Fall Brawl. All right. So, Mark Jindrak. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Okay. We need to extend these. So, storyline wise. Our new storyline of Monster arriving starts off a little cold, but, it's not the end of the world. Against the Darkness is now hot. American Thrillers at hot. Captain Nitro's at cold, which isn't fair. Foundations crumble is at hot. Lack of respects at very hot. Misty and Mavericks at hot. One Spot Two Men is at extremely hot, ironically because now it's over. Respect needs to be earned is at very hot. Tensions is at hot. And the new Chosen is at hot. So there you go. Title check. So, Cruiserweight champion is now Xavier Creed after Kaiser Riley's 126-day reign, which let me just see here. That is tied for the 9th longest reign. Great. New U.S. champion is Matt Sydal, his first title run. Shawn Benjamin's had a 70-day reign for his first run. We have Celine Cartier, still your World Women's Champion. World Tag Team Champions are still O'Hare and Jindrak. And still your World Heavyweight Champion is Monty Browm. Let's do a little check-in on some popularity. So let's first do some brands of no brand. So Jacob, yeah, he comes in at a 78, so, not too bad. Mark Jindrak, is still at 4. Unfortunately, he might have carried his pop cap over. O'Hare's O'Hare's somebody who we need to rebuild, honestly. Benjamin's at a 70, which, oh, wow. I mean, that's fair. Like, he's over because of his matches, so losing should actually hurt. But, like, he can be back like this in just a little bit. But now if we go over to Nitro, Alex Wright. Okay, lost a couple points. Goldberg, still insanely over, lost a point. Bully Ray, gained a point, so that's good. Cassidy, let's see here. Okay, yeah, he lost. I mean, have to rebuild him. Cartier is really getting over, especially after beating. I mean, I guess that makes sense why Gail Kim is unhappy. Let's see here. Eddie's still stupidly over. Gail Kim, okay, yeah. We can rebuild her. She can be better. Jeff Jarrett, still stupidly over despite doing the job. Let's see here. Joanie is the same. Ken Anderson, okay, still the same. Matt Sydal. Okay, wow, big 10-point jump. I don't know, are just the point drop swings bigger here? I'm not sure. Raven, still stupidly over. Divine's the same. Sting gets a, yeah, Sting's the same because he's a Sting. Fallen Angel is over. Does Truth, no, Truth the same. Tricia Skye, I think, yeah. No, didn't even get hurt. Okay. And Xavier Creed got a big bump. Okay, so that was actually worth it because now he's actually viable being on the shows. But yeah, that is about it. Of course, not quite as long because it's a pay-per-view, not 2 shows. But next up is Halloween Havoc, currently scheduled for October 29th, which means, yes, there will be 5 weeks of build for this. Then there's Bound for Glory and Starcade, which is currently set for New Year's Eve, which I'll have to look into. But yeah, that's all. If you like this, go ahead and give it a like. Comment below what you're liking and not liking. If you're happy, and of course, subscribe to my channel for plenty of this series. And I will be starting the TCW series next week. So again, the idea is TCW, but with a more sports entertainment flair, because Brad co-steps in. And of course, this series will be continuing, and I may be working on other stuff as it comes up, just timing and everything. But that's all for now, so talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.